Hello there, 585ers. This is a preview of what we'll be doing in Thursday night's class. This class is going to be really full. I have a lot of information to give you, but the good news is the information, I've been able to organize it in a way that I think you'll find very simple to understand. And we'll go through it with breaks in between the different elements so that you can have a little time to breathe and think. But let me show you what we're talking about. We are going to be looking at something called TPAC, SAMR, and UDL. As I said, it's the alphabet soup. What we're going to do is we're going to understand what TPAC, SAMR, and UDL, what they are and what they mean. More importantly, we're going to play with the idea of how we see these three different frameworks at play in a classroom using technology. We're also going to use a new technology called Blend Space, but we will host that Blend Space back into our old friend that we now know about because, as Fullen says, we now have the skinny on it. We'll be putting that back into our Edmodo group. So just quickly, let me give you a preview. TPAC stands for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge, and it is essentially the interplay between those three knowledge frameworks. So your knowledge of content, your knowledge of pedagogy, and your knowledge of how to use technology, and how all three of those fit together. We'll be using primarily this video because otherwise I'd have to run, goodness gracious, it takes about 45 minutes to run the presentation at you. And I really like this video. I've really grown to like this video. We'll be using a wiki space, which you're going to build next week. We'll be using a wiki space that contains all of the TPAC information plus the resources for you to be able to do the lesson. And that's located down here at the bottom of this. And as you can see, there are all kinds of examples, videos, of technology use in a classroom. And the lesson requires you to pick one that you think does the best job of TPAC. Help me understand how SAMR is reflected in the lesson, and then how it best uses the ideas around UDL. SAMR is a nice practitioner-based set of standards for how technology can be used, and it stands for substitution. Well, here, let me let you see it real fast. So what we're looking at is substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. And it is a very nice way of thinking about when technology is talked about in schools. You're going to get a kit, you're going to get a set of iPads or a set of Chromebooks. You can then use this model to basically decide how you see that those new tools are going to be used in your school. It's a really good place to start a conversation about technology use in schools. And then the last one, which is probably near and dear to my heart, is Universal Design for Learning. UDL is a very powerful concept that lives in just about everything we do. If you've ever heard of differentiated instruction, it and UDL are kind of partners. I like the UDL because it acknowledges that we all have different ways of learning, and that if we meet those different ways of learning, then everyone has success. The other thing I like about UDL is it takes the idea that the kid is not broken. It's the curriculum that is broken. And so how do we fix the curriculum so it meets the needs of all of our students? I like it a lot. We're going to take a learning styles test, find out how you learn. And then we'll do a little bit of UDL. And as I said, we'll be using a new technology called blend space. And we're going to use the blend space to build our response to which one of the videos that I showed you back there best represents the TPAC, the SAMR, and the UDL, in your opinion. You'll find blend space is extremely easy to use. This is a good visual of what it looks like. It uses this wonderful ability to have these blocks, and it's very linear sequential, or it can be. And then you can put into the blocks anything you want to be in the blocks. So it can be text, it can be pictures with captions, videos, files. In other words, you can put a PDF or a PowerPoint in one. And then the beauty of it is, of course, it then can be moved and placed anywhere that's a web resource. Alrighty, so we have a very full Thursday, February 23 coming up this week, and I look forward to seeing you then.